Hi everybody, this is Boog Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the brand new Neca Ultimate Wedding Tuxedo Beetlejuice figure. So before we take a look at Beetlejuice, let's go ahead and take a look at all of the accessories that he comes with. So first up you get this bloody baby Beetlejuice. This is just a repaint of the previous baby Beetlejuice that we got, and I think the blood paint on this looks really good. The glossy red and then the lighter color where it's kind of dried, that looks really good. Neca did a really good job on repainting this. The articulation is still the same, so you still get the ball jointed head, the shoulders that can move out, the wrists, the hips, and then the feet. So the articulation and the sculpt is exactly the same, but the paint is different, and I think that paint looks really good on there. Up next, he comes with a set of open hands. Up next, he comes with another set of open hands, and this left hand has a watch on it. But I have to say, the sculpt is kind of bad on it when compared to this. Like, you can see all the textures on the inside of his hand right there. Like, the wrinkles on his fingers are sculpted on this hand, and these are completely smooth. And the moss paint on the back of his hand is also a downgrade. Yeah, the paint on these hands aren't that good. And this side is the same way. I feel like the line is a little bit too perfect on this hand, but I still feel like it's painted on better than on this one. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the paint or the sculpt on these hands. Up next, he comes with these semi-open hands, which, just like the other hands that I showed off, they have some really awesome textures, like the lines in his palm and the skin back here. It's textured and painted really well. Up next, he comes with an alternate right pointing hand. Up next, he comes with an alternate right accessory hand for holding the heart and the heart itself. And it's actually sculpted and painted really well. Neca did a really good job on this tiny accessory. It's really detailed. Up next, he comes with the marriage agreement and the alternate right hand to hold it. And originally it was just a piece of paper. I did attach some cardstock to the back right here, that way he could hold it better. He still can't hold it the greatest, but he does have a better grip on it now that I attached something to the back to make it a little bit thicker. And I really love this accessory, other than the fact that it was just regular paper, because you can actually read it right there. I think that's really good. This, I think, is actually just squiggles. But you can even see that the special stipulations right here can actually be read. You'll probably have to zoom in a little bit, but yeah, you can actually read all of the words right there. So I think that is really cool. And finally, he comes with this alternate smiling faceplate. And that looks really good. That is a fantastic likeness of Michael Keaton. I believe this is the face he's making on one of the movie posters for Beetlejuice. So yeah, that looks really cool. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the standard faceplate. So taking a look at this standard faceplate, I think this one actually looks better than the previous faceplate. I think both look like Michael Keaton, but this one just looks a little more like him. They printed on all of the details, like the 5 o'clock shadow right there, as well as the dark circles around the eyes right there, and that looks really good. I believe the head, or the hairpiece I should say here, is reused from the previous Beetlejuice figure, but it still looks good. It's still cast in that translucent green plastic with some dark green paint over top of it. And that looks really good. Neca's done a really good job on all of the likenesses of Beetlejuice so far. There's actually way more attention to detail in this suit than I thought there'd be. I thought it was just going to be this maroon color, but you get this black wash over top of the whole thing, and that looks really good. It brings the details out very nicely, and it's also textured. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but his whole suit has textures on it, and it looks really good. I just love how the black paint on this looks, like how it gets down in the wrinkles and everything. I do feel like there should have been some more black paint back here. But other than that, I think it looks good, especially like down here around the cuffs, it's really black. That looks really good. Even the vest underneath in this part is sculpted and painted really well. You get a black wash over top of this, and they even painted his suspenders on. But my big complaint with this figure is the diaper piece doesn't come up enough to the joint right here. It should have came up a little bit higher, because you can see where they cut it to hide the sculpt. So if you want to hide that, you're going to have him crunching forward. And that looks really funny. I am going to keep him up like this, but it does drive me nuts that you can see that part right there. So yeah, they should have made that just a smidge higher, and it would have hidden that. So yeah, that definitely drives me nuts on this figure. You get some more of that very awesome black wash over top of the pants, and I feel like you can see the texturing more on here than you can on the suit up here. The pants have some really prominent texturing to it, and the black wash over top of the wrinkles brings the details out really nicely. And I like how his pants are dirtier here at the bottoms. That looks really good. I think it's funny that his suit looks so worn and dirty, and then you get to his shoes and they're perfect. They're in like pristine condition. They're done this very glossy white color, and the black trim on them could have been done better. You can see the black trim is very shaky, and then some didn't even get painted on right here. It's not quite as bad on the left side, but yeah, on the right side it could have been better. So now, let's go ahead and go over his articulation. So he has a ball jointed head and neck that can look up that far. He can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side and all the way around. He has shoulders that can move all the way out. Single jointed elbows that can just about bend all the way in. They can move side to side, but it is a bit squeaky. He has swivel wrists that can move side to side, but it's really tight up in there, so it makes that noise. Can move up and down very nicely. He has a ball-jointed waist. It's a diaphragm and a waist. So he has a ball-jointed diaphragm and waist that can move back that far. He can actually crunch forward a decent amount. He can move side to side very slightly and around very nicely. He has ball-jointed hips that can do a complete split. He can kick forward all the way, back just a little bit. Really nice thigh swivel. Single-jointed knees that can move back all the way. He does have a swivel up here in the shin. It actually moves a decent amount, I guess. It's not as hindered as I thought it was. Now, the up and down movement is pretty hindered, and even the rocker is hindered. But yeah, the joint up in here isn't as hindered as I thought it would be. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to the ultimate striped suit version of himself. And I actually think I prefer this wedding tuxedo version. I just love the sculpt on it. It has a bunch of textures, and I love the paint variation. That black paint variation over top of the whole suit looks really good, and it brings the details out very nicely. And finally, here he is next to the McFarlane Movie Maniacs Platinum version of himself. And this one is really good if you can find it. The whole thing glows in the dark, and it looks really good. I love the glow on that. So I like both of these figures for different reasons. So overall, I would highly recommend picking this up because I think Neca did a fantastic job on it, and I actually think it's my favorite Beetlejuice figure from Neca so far. It's just really well done. It has some really awesome sculpt detailing to it. The paint work is really, really good. The only real complaint I have is the diaper piece doesn't seem to be big enough to hide the way it's sculpted there on the lower torso joint. But other than that small nitpick, I would highly recommend picking this up because it is a really cool figure, and I'm surprised at how much I like it now that I have it in hand. So, that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.